Shall we? Because delighted to be joined by the Arsenal captain, Martin Odegaard, live on Premier League Live. Martin, good to speak to you. We've got your older Arsenal friend here, Mr. Ray Parlour. Glenn Murray's in the studio as well. Congratulations. Look, a huge 3 points there. And the resilience. You probably heard us there, Martin, talking about Gabriel, the mistake. But, 5 minutes, 18 seconds later, he makes amends. And it's a huge win for you down there, isn't it?
Yeah, massive win. It was a strange game. Very sloppy on the ball, especially in the first half. And yeah, obviously with the first goal, put ourselves in trouble. But the way we reacted, and as you said, Gabriel, the reaction, to come back and score. And yeah, I thought the whole team was better in the second half. And yeah, just annoying that we concede that goal again, to make it too chaotic in the end. But at the end of the day, it's 3 points, another win, and yeah, we move on. But yeah, lots of things we could have done better. But yeah, we'll take the 3 points.
Like what, Martin, in particular?
I think we were very sloppy on the ball, especially in the first half. We gave away a lot of balls playing out from the back. We gave them a little bit the momentum, put ourselves in trouble. And then, yeah, when we go 3-1 up, we should just see the game out, but we can see it again. So, yeah, there's a few things to improve, but at the end of the day, as I said, this 3 points is another win. The difficult place against a good team, it plays really good football, and yeah, it's a difficult place to come. So, a good win.
Martin, it's all about obviously getting a result, and when you look back, if you do somehow can go on and win the league in May, you don't really analyse every game, and it's all about getting a result. Especially when the other teams are playing tomorrow as well, who's going to be around in the mix. It's all about getting the 3 points on the table. So I'm sure Mikel, after the game, is very, very pleased with not with the performance, but with the result.
Yeah, definitely the result is what we wanted. We wanted to get the win. That's all that matters. To win games and win games and win games, and we're doing that at the moment. It's true that a few of the games have been a bit more chaotic than we wanted, and a bit nervous in the end. They're fighting for the goal. So, but yeah, as you say, 3 points, a win, and we move on.
Martin, it's Glenn here. Just give me a feel of how it is down there tonight after getting 3 points and a really good start to the new year. But a big game coming up on Thursday for you guys.
Yeah, every game is big, to be fair, in this league. Every game is a big test, and today was another example of that. And as you say, another big game coming up, Liverpool. So yeah, it's non-stop, and we're in a good moment. Feel like we have the momentum. We need to keep it up. As I said, still areas to improve, and we can get better. So yeah, just look for the next now. Come back to the training ground, work on a few more details, and be ready for the next one.
Martin, really appreciate your time, mate. Thank you very much. Safe journey back tonight, and you can cheer on Chelsea tomorrow against Manchester City.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I know they'll be watching that. That's a big one, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, Man City, now they'll be watching that tonight, hoping they could have nicked one at the end, Bournemouth. But Man City won't be too worried about it at the moment. It's all about being around that sort of area about the March, April. That's when the last kick to home. And Man City have got players who've been there and done it. So, I still think Man City certainly it's not over yet. There's a long way to go, but they'll be hoping Chelsea can do Arsenal a bit of a favour tomorrow.
More Arsenal reaction coming out of the Vitality. Let's hear from Declan Rice.
Declan, congratulations. That felt like a win to the Aston Villa one.
Yeah, I think we know Bournemouth at this stadium. I'd read something that they'd only conceded 6 here this season, so with the attacking threat they have and their manager that they have, we knew it was always going to be really tough. We didn't want to think that we was going to come here and have it easy today, but to pick up the 3 points and the way we done it after a not the best first half from us was a really important win.
I was going to say, what does it say about the character, the grit, the determination after that sort of fairly bad start you got off to?
Yeah, massive. It shows the character of Gabriel. To make that mistake and then play how we did for the rest of the game shows the mentality of the team and what we're trying to do this season. And yeah, I think, like I said, we come out in the second half, we made it really, really good for us, and obviously to get the 2-goal lead was good, but again, we let in a sloppy goal. Great finish, but we could have done better on the second ball. So we'll look at that, but the main thing is 3 points and keep building momentum. I think that's the biggest thing for us.
Having seen you score quite a few cracking goals, I was quite surprised to learn that it's the first time you've scored 2 in a league game for the first time.
I know, that's crazy. I've been in situations before where I've scored 1 in a game when I wanted to go on and score another. and obviously it hasn't happened, but today it has, and you know it's a crucial one because at Christmas time, you know, the fixtures come thick and fast, and to be able to help the team out with 2 goals is massive because we're going to need everyone chipping in at different points. So I'm happy I could help the team today to victory.
So this time around, were you hoping for the hat-trick when you've previously been looking for 2?
I actually was. I was thinking one more cut back to me, please. But another chance didn't arise. And Bournemouth for the last 15 minutes played really well. You know, they shut that space off. So I was gutted to not get the hat-trick. But I'll keep trying. Maybe one day that might come.
I know that Victor Gyökeres from the outside, people have been talking about his record and stuff. The manager said he does a lot more than just score goals. And today he played a vital part in the second goal, didn't he?
Massive. It's tough for him because defenders are so tight on him and there's no space for him at all. But he's working so hard. And you see for the second goal, he holds 2 of them off really, really well, sets Martin, who then sets me, and you know it's such a pivotal moment in the game because you know that turned the game on its head. And I see him in training, I see how he works. He's such a good guy. It will start to click for him, like the manager said the other day, and you know all the boys are with him because what he's doing for us, even though he hasn't scored, how he's helping us as a team to press, to hold the ball up. Yeah, I think good things are going to come.
Just very finally, there's also noise in the media about the fact you have such good strength in depth at the moment. The manager's able to rotate some of the regulars and then bring them on in the second half. You are stacked, aren't you?
Yeah, we've had it tough this season, like a lot of other teams, you know, with injuries and, you know, at different points we've had top players out that we've needed in. You know, we're waiting for Kai to come back now as well, waiting for some others to come back. So, look, we're in a good spot. If we can keep everyone fit and, you know, keep rotating and, you know, everyone be on the same wavelength, I'm sure good things will happen. But there's a long way to go and we just need to stay focused on ourselves and keep winning matches. So we'll keep doing that.
Tom, man.
Yeah, Declan Rice loves a goal against Bournemouth. He scored more goals against the Cherries than anyone else in his career so far. And I'm just thinking, sort of very, very composed from Declan Rice. Martin on with us live there as well. They've got a bit of the Ray Parlours, haven't they? Just stay calm the next game, the next game. Because you think back, Ray, to last season, and they were criticised, weren't they, for going a bit too wild after games. And the celebration police were all over them. But it's a different sort of vibe after the wins.
Yeah, I can sense that the first half performance I wasn't pleased with. And it was better in the second half and Declan getting his 2 goals. But Mikel Arteta more or less would have had a little bit of a pop at them probably half time, saying it ain't good enough. If we want to win this Premier League, you've got to play better what we're doing. But yeah, I like what he said there.
Before we go, I want to hear from Mikel Arteta. Here is the winning manager from the Vitality Stadium.
Mikel, they sure made it a contest, but how proud are you, not only with the result, but the way you guys handled all the challenges that Bournemouth presented tonight?
Yeah, very happy. We knew the difficulty of the match. It's a team that constantly is threatening you, is asking you questions. They are so good and attracting you, play the ball long to the right player with the right duel, the second ball, counter-press you. And to get out of that game is difficult. We made it even harder for ourselves in the manner that we conceded the first one. But I love the character of the team. I love the character of Gabi. The way he overcome that situation, it's just unbelievable, and it tells a lot about how much we've grown and matured over the years. And yeah, the team find a way to beat them, and it's a massive win.
Yeah, you just mentioned Gabi's character. He makes the uncharacteristic mistakes and he's furious about it. And then 6 minutes later, he scores. How much of his personality is translated into his game, you think?
A lot. When you talk about presence and being dominant and authority, that's probably the player that represents that in this team. That's why it's so important. And you have to lead by example. You cannot demand that to the rest. And then if something happens to you, don't do it. So today's example, I think it's a great one.
It's a great one, says Matt, and it's 3 points. It's 5 straight wins in a row, and it's a big win.
Of Arsenal playing, of course, Bournemouth today. Big statement win against Aston Villa on Tuesday night, hey?
Yeah, massive. You know, I mean, the first half could have gone either way, but the way Arsenal dominated in that second half, I mean, it was a statement victory. I mean, they were ruthless in that second half. The substitutions made a big difference. They didn't really give Aston Villa a sniff second half as well, and you're right. A couple of weeks ago when Aston Villa beat them, the narrative was, OK, here we go, the wobble's about to start. This is where Manchester City capitalised, and Arsenal then put in that statement victory by winning that game, and it's Man City that falter at Sunderland. So for Mikel Arteta, huge win. And now they're looking at it, Man City and Chelsea. If they can get the job done against Bournemouth, Arsenal, 7 points is huge. I think at this stage, going into the new year, it's absolutely massive.
It is. It's massive for Arsenal as well, because in the previous results, even if they've won their games, it's felt like a little bit of a struggle. We haven't felt completely confident, but that was a big win.
Yes, against a team that people were tipping as potentially being in the race themselves, being a rival, being able to compete with Arsenal in those moments. A team not only that we're competing against, that had beat them at Villa Park only a couple of weeks before. So it was a big statement. It was a big opportunity to show the rest of the league that they are really serious about it this season and the desire to go win it. And I do think that Arsenal need the points sort of buffer. I do think if they get into the latter stages of the season, you get into March and City are only 2 points behind.
Can't write them off ever.
And you start to think that Man City have been here before, they know the pressure, they'll get it done. I think Arsenal need to keep this buffer, this points difference as big as possible going into March, and that should give them every opportunity to actually get over the line this season.
We looked at the Premier League table just then. Which clubs do you think really need to do some business in the window?
I mean, obviously, the obvious ones are down in the bottom of the table. And I look at someone like West Ham, they need reinforcements badly.
Can they attract players at the moment with where they're at?
You're fine. I mean, it's still a big football club, and I know it's going to take some convincing to get players there, but they are in desperate need of some players. I mean, they need a centre forward. And Callum Wilson, I'm a big fan of his, but unfortunately can't stay fit. They need a goal scorer. I don't know how they've got it so wrong for such a long time in terms of the centre forward. Right? So long. Fulcr's just got a dream move to AC Milan. I don't know how that's come about, but they are a club I look at and think, if ever there was a club that were desperate for 3 or 4 bodies just to come in, as Liam was talking about, to freshen up the dressing room, it was West Ham.
What about for you?
Yeah, West Ham are the obvious one. I think Brighton have drifted down the league. I think they'll want to try and reinforce, to try and get themselves back to the top half if they want to be. And then
they've got Gross back, actually, haven't they?
That might be a clever little signing, that one. I think it was only 1.3 million. It was literally, in modern-day Premier League terms, not an awful lot, and the effect he could have. But then you're asking questions of the bottom teams. Burnley, are they still realistically thinking about strengthening now for this season? This is an opportunity to go and get 1 or 2 bodies in to keep you in the Premier League. Or are you falling into the thoughts that, well, we don't want to overspend if we're going to go down? And, you know, them moments, Wolves, do they go out and say, we're miles off it? Do we go and really give ourselves every opportunity? Or we already start planning with signings for next season? So, yeah, I think January always gives you a mindset into the way clubs are actually thinking in regards to this season, but obviously longer term.
OK, let's go into your predictions now. This is the part where we obviously play this back lots of times come the end of the season to see if you were really spot on or not. But look, top 4, bottom 3. Interested to know both of your thoughts. So, Darren, take it away. Top 4 for you. Yes,
top 4 being Arsenal to win the league. I just feel that this is their time. City. It's in order as it is actually currently in the Premier League. I think Aston Villa will stay on the top 4, and it might get a little bit more tricky the longer it goes on with the European aspirations and the FA Cup coming into it. But I just feel that those top 4, that will be in order that they finish. And again, in order, the bottom 3. I think Wolves 2 points. Or 3 points, should I say? That's them. Like, I just can't see them winning enough games consecutively to get themselves out of it. Burnley, strength and depth, no, an issue. And for the reasons I just spoke about, West Ham, I feel by the time they maybe sort it out, I think Nottingham Forest and the team just above Leeds would have pulled away a little bit. So unfortunately, I thought West Ham, Burnley and Wolves will be the 3 that go down.
So, Leon, some interesting teams there. Let's just go to your top 4. Liverpool and Aston Villa are in the reverse positions to what Darren's picked. Why?
Yeah, I think Liverpool have found their feet. They've had Liverpool had what, in their terms, was the worst run for 60, 70 years or something like that. And when it finished, they were still in 5th position in the league. So I do think that's behind them. I think they'll find their feet. I think they'll get on a run. I don't think they'll catch the top 2, but I think they'll be better than everybody else in the Premier League. Villa have got a lot to contend with a small squad. I think Chelsea aren't going to get there after all of what they're managing to do to themselves at the moment. And then you look at the teams below them that would have competed, the Newcastles and the Spurs and the Manchester Uniteds. I think it's going to be a bit too much for them. So I do think that'll be the top 4.
Now, the last time I checked, correct me if I'm wrong, 4 teams can't get relegated.
I didn't like this.
I mean, how have we got 4 teams? Like, Benty's followed the rules, but you've got West Ham and Bournemouth in there, which is a little bit of a surprise.
Yeah, I didn't want to just stay with, that's my top 4 and that's what it is already in the Premier League, and that's my bottom 3 and that's what it is already. I wanted to just throw an unexpected in there. And, yeah, I think West Ham are in a tough position at the moment. I think Burnley are obviously in a tougher position, being below them, and they're going to find it difficult not scoring enough goals, not giving themselves enough of a chance. West Ham are not playing well at all, but historically they may give themselves a chance to get out. I think that Nottingham Forest will pull away. I think that Leeds will pull away as well. And I just think that Bournemouth might get sucked in with, we're talking of them losing.